Welcome back to the Real Estate 401k Show. I'm your host, Mike Weinstein, alongside Justin Frederick and Ryan Gerdes. Jay Joseph did such a wonderful job this week. He outkicked the coverage, far exceeded our expectations, and so we invited him to stick around for Friday Stories. And as we do every Friday, if you want to be part of our storyboard and as you learn how we're helping our clients build wealth in real estate, we would love to have that conversation with you. All you have to do is text the word story to 623-AZ-RECON. That's story to 623-AZ-RECON. All right, Justin, what's your story for the week, pal?
All right, so as you guys know, I've been offering 1.0 buy downs for your listings. And I had a buyer call me from one of the listings that it was offered on and had me run through numbers and ran through the numbers, and I was like, hey, how did I compare? And she was like, well, the other lender's offering a free refinance, but doesn't really matter. You're 0.6% better on the interest rate. And I was like, well, just to be fair, you might want to call them first and go back through what the interest rate is, because rates have been very volatile lately. She's like, I just got off the phone with him before I called you. And I was like, yes. Let's go.
That was so honest of you.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
That's my value.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Justin doesn't look like an honest dude, but he really is. He really is one of the
Come on.
of all the lenders I've worked with. He operates at one of the highest levels of integrity.
That's
Well,
great.
thank you.
That's impressive.
Well, thanks.
I don't think I've ever heard anybody do that before.
I'm not desperate, so
Good.
That's I think it helps my role.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
All right.
that.
Speaking of desperate, Ryan.
Oh,
You're on one today.
I know, dude.
It's crushing it.
Well, Jay's laughing at every joke.
I am.
So-
You guys are funny.
Yeah, he's used to appraisal jokes and whatnot. He walks into the lion's den on that. All right. It was a good week. As you guys know, I love to go hiking. So one of my buddies today, I want to go hiking with you, and so we got to rapping, and he says, my daughter just got accepted to PA school, physician's assistant. So it's a pretty big deal. It's
Yeah.
They don't just let anyone in there. And so she's heading off to school, and he's like, well, she's gonna have to rent an apartment on the other side of town, and so now I got to go out there and do this and that. And I said, well, you know that if you buy something, you can get primary financing on it because you're doing it for your daughter. And he said, yeah, no, I had no idea. And I said, furthermore, there's some new home builders right around that area, and they're doing massive buy downs on their interest rate. Like, you could get something with a 4 in front of it, and you're buying a brand new build for around $400,000. And he's like, you don't say, because his daughter and her 2 friends were going to go rent this 3-bedroom apartment for $3,000 a month, and he was, his immediately his wheels are turning.
Yeah.
Well, so we just went under contract on a brand new home for him. They're going to end up saving about $500 a month, and he's going to Daddy's walking in there and saying, hey, look, I'm going to own this bad boy and make some appreciation on it. So moral of the story is, we're coming into that time of year, and you've heard us talk about it before, because it's such a great thing that that a lot of lenders can do. But Justin, you've got it dialed in. Your programs are amazing. But we're coming into that time of year where kids are going back to school, or some are going off to college, and you have an option. You can either throw away money on rent for your kids, or you can turn it into an investment opportunity, just as they did. So it was a pretty big ding deal.
Big win.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
You're such a good dad.
Oh, well, it's not my kid. It's my buddy's kid.
His kids, Ryan's kids are homeless. Man.
Let's dig into yours, buddy.
All right, Jay, we're going to put you on a hot seat. We know that you are our resident expert when it comes to appraisals, and this is Jay Josephs from Joseph's Appraisal Group. But give us a recent appraisal story.
So we're talking about wins,
Yeah.
and we had a nice one a few weeks ago. There was a house in escrow for, making up the number, but like $650,000, just coincidentally south of Bethany Home Road and about 13th Avenue, for those of you who can see where that is. And the appraisal came in $50,000, $60,000 low, like way low. And the agent, instead of giving up on the transaction because the sellers weren't just going to drop their price $60,000, they hired us to do the review on that appraisal. And it turns out the appraiser did the bare minimum, only 3 closed sales, and didn't know that neighborhood at all. And I'm not exaggerating at all. If you know this area, 2 of the 3 closed sales this appraiser used were south of Indian School Road.
Yeah, that's no bueno.
And the other one was west of 15th Avenue. And if you know the neighborhood,
difference.
you don't go south of Camelback. You certainly don't go south of Indian School. I don't understand that at all. And we provided better comps. We said why this appraiser's geographically incompetent. And they didn't go back through the lender. The buyer's like, you're right. I'll just pay the $60,000 more. And they kept the deal together. I was happy about that.
Oh, wow.
That is cool.
Good job.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, every once in a while we mention that we have what we call our International Team Referral Alliance, because we're very specific on what we do on our quest to help you guys build wealth in real estate. And oftentimes your real estate needs don't take place in Arizona, and it's other parts of the country. So we've just built an alliance of quality teams around the country that speak our language. So Ryan and I, we have a really good friend. He was my flight doctor when I was preparing for my F-16 ride over there at Luke Air Force Base. He goes by Spider.
You did that?
Yeah, it was badass. I got videos.
Amazing.
If they would have spent more than 5 minutes with him, they would have been like, you do not belong in
Jay-
one of our $5 million.
Ryan,
pieces of
honestly,
machinery.
Ryan, moving forward, you're out of the podcast. Jay's now a permanent fixture, man.
That is so cool.
So anyway, so he ends up getting a transfer to Italy, then to England, and he just got promoted to colonel. So it looks like his final destination is going to be Colorado. And so he doesn't ever think about anything in real estate without reaching out to Ryan and I. And so it was awesome to be able to introduce him to our team out there in Colorado Springs. He's still in England. He just went under contract with an amazing
Incredible
property. And the fortunate thing too about our team is Justin's licensed in multiple states. And so
I just got 2 more guys.
there you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so Justin's able to do the loan. So just it sucks that he's not moving here. I always held out hope that Spider would move here. But I'll tell you what, it's a lot easier, Ryan, to fly up to Colorado than it is to England.
Yeah,
right? You know,
no doubt, dude.
And so it was just great to be able to help people do real estate and build wealth in real estate all around the country.
Can I tell you more about that? First I've ever seen on that, in that contract, chickens convey.
I did see that. I saw that.
I was like,
Hell yeah.
that's super cool.
I've never seen that.
Never seen it either.
Well, there's actual value depending on whether or not they lay eggs. Right?
So how does that affect the appraisal?
It has no impact on the appraisal. That's really
Don't we call
funny,
that
though.
chattel?
All right, if you'd like to be part of our storyboard or like some more information about what we do by helping people get on the path to building wealth in real estate, go ahead and text the word story to 623-AZ-RECON. That's story to 623-AZ-RECON. All right, it is Friday. All my years of doing radio on KTAR, I used to tell people the radio listeners, really don't get to hear the fun stuff. The fun stuff is in between the segments and before the shows and after the shows. And every Friday we do this. And every Friday before we go on air, Ryan, Justin, and I were trying to remember whose turn it is to come up with something, and we can't think of stuff and whatever. So we forced that upon Jay.
Yeah.
So we're off the hook. So Jay, what
He thought he was getting special treatment.
So what do you got? What a favorite what?
Favorite hotel.
Favorite hotel.
Can I say favorite Arizona hotel?
Yeah.
Fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to go first?
I think you should go. You should lead us off.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just, for the first time, went to Global Ambassador. Have you guys been there yet?
Just a drink.
Yeah.
Where's it at?
So what? It's at Camelback and 44th Street.
Right
and
across the street from Steak 44.
Okay.
Yeah, you walk in. I walked in on it was a Thursday night. They had a live jazz band just playing awesome background music. And they have at least 2 great restaurants. And their top floor, their rooftop restaurant and bar,
Unbelievable.
it's spectacular.
Yeah.
And I'm not just talking about the food. As you know,
Oh, everything.
it is
Everything.
Everything is beautiful. The people are beautiful. The food is beautiful. The bar, the view. It's a Sam Fox deal, our local restaurateur, and it's his first hotel, and he knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
I've never made it out of the lobby bar.
Oh, really?
Oh, you did go there.
Sounds like a
though.
Mike move. Sounds like a Mike move.
Oh, dude.
They had food.
I'm stuck.
He's paralyzed when you put him in front of food.
Food and drink.
No, I agree with you. I haven't stayed there yet, but yeah, I've done the rooftop and then the downstairs lounge, and you just walking in, you walk past what $5 million worth of luxury vehicles, and it's and you're treated like royalty from the moment you walk up. So I imagine it's amazing.
I did happen to look this morning because we were looking to book a room for something for this Friday night. It's $900 a room, so they're doing good.
I believe it.
Yeah.
All right, you get to decide who's up next.
Go ahead.
All right, so week and a half ago was Harper's birthday. We went to the Princess for her birthday because she wanted to
Damn
go.
it.
She wanted to go to the beach, and we're like, well, I don't really want to drive to California this weekend, so
No.
we went to the Princess, and they have a sand beach at one of the pools.
I didn't know that.
It was awesome. Really cool sand. So she was able to build sand castles. The pool was heated, but probably about 300 yards away, there's another pool with 2 huge water slides. So my kids just absolutely dug it. My wife's nephew is the head pastry chef there, who's also been on a lot of like the baking channels and won a lot of that stuff. So they were getting ready for Easter, which was the following day. And so he had prepared a bunch of chocolate sculptures, which was just really cool to see and how talented he is. But he sent us over to Las Haciendas for dinner. And
Place is awesome.
that place was incredible. So we I really enjoyed it there. We looked at the price of the rooms, and I think it was $1,300 a night.
What?
So we did not stay.
Wow.
But we took advantage of the pool and the dinner there. So it was
So
incredible.
probably a little too late, but Ryan and I, one of our really dear friends, basically runs the front house side of the Princess.
No, I
way.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Nope.
give us a buzz next time.
Next time I will give you a call.
Yeah, because we go there every year for Christmas and
we get
do our
hooked up.
anniversary there and stay the night there, and it did not cost $1,300.
Okay. All right.
That way.
I'm sure you're going to get a bunch of phone calls now.
Do not text Princess. All right, Ryan, what about you, bud?
All right, mine is the Boulders. It is not as family friendly as the Princess is, but it is super unique in that pretty much everyone has a bungalow. So when you check in, and then they put you in a golf cart and they take you out to your bungalow, and it's kind of like little tiny home, and I mean it is super over the top. They take care of you.
Really?
I don't think that there's one bungalow that doesn't have just one of the most amazing views. Because they have all those rock formations.
Those
right
boulder
there.
outcroppings
Yeah.
are awesome.
Yeah,
You're right.
Yeah,
is
they
really
have
cool.
2 or 3 golf courses, and I've only played one of them because every time I've gone, like either one of them was shut down or didn't have any openings or tee times or whatever. And it is like golfing on a pillow. It's just so well manicured and it's just gorgeous, and then their food and just they have walking trails at night, and you can walk around, and it's just especially if you're bringing your significant other, it's super romantic. It's a good one.
It's not old, right? I mean, it's an old hotel, but have they been renovating it over time at least?
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
It was pretty up to date when I went, and that was a few years ago. So yeah.
That's a good recommendation. I hadn't thought about going to the Boulders. That's
Yeah.
great.
All right, well, I'm going to pull a Ryan. I got 2. So
Okay.
if we're talking just about my girlfriend, it's the extended stay right up the up the road there.
What is happening today?
I haven't even had a cocktail yet.
I think you're going to run out of co-hosts on this podcast, buddy. Jay,
One thing I know for a fact, my wife doesn't listen to our podcast. But speaking of my wife, we got engaged. We're coming up on 25 years of marriage in June at the Hyatt and Gainey Ranch. the Italian restaurant there, can't remember the name of it. It's incredible Italian food. They do have a pool that's got kind of the sandy beach.
Oh, cool.
But they have the gondolas, and so you'd go and you spend
Gondolas.
well, same thing.
Isn't a
I say
gondola?
gondola,
gondola's
you
a
say
trash
gondola.
can.
Yeah, yeah.
Gondola's a trash
It's like
can.
whenever I
Tomato,
hear-
tomato.
It's like when I hear people say, "Hey, I'll have a dose of keys."
But when you eat at the Italian restaurant, or at least it used to be, you'd get some vouchers, and they have the the whole Italian guy singing and taking you around, and it's a very romantic place. It's also a good place for a staycation during the summer with the kids, but just a ton of memories there.
Cool.
Sweet.
I think they've renovated it too, and because I was looking for hotels, you can stay there this Friday night for $450, way
Wow.
cheaper than Global Ambassador.
Yeah.
The extended stay, my man, right up the road there.
And that's going to wrap it up
That's
for this
a wrap.
week.
Go ahead and text the word story to 623 AZ Recon. That's story to 623 AZ Recon.